Good afternoon. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Monday. Today we celebrate the life of Dr. Martin Luther King, who through his tireless efforts and peaceful protest instituted one of the most significant, if not the most significant, changes in these United States of America, and that was the recognition of civil rights for all. And most of all, what's critical about that is that we as a nation began to finally live up to the rhetoric of our own revolution, in which we wrote these most famous words that all men are created equal. And although the civil rights movement and the Civil War are 100 years apart, the significance of the sacrifice of Dr. King and others is not lost on this nation, and that is why we reflect on it with penitence, thankfulness, gratefulness this day in January. You know, Dr. King was an inspiration for change in our world, and his leadership, his example is an inspiration and can be an inspiration for change in your own life. Change for the greater good lifts us all up, and that's one of the reasons why that was one of the civil rights movement was one of the most successful movements for progressive change, positive change in this country, in the history of this country. And it's because it's something all of us, no matter what walk of life, no matter what race, gender, creed, beliefs, the recognition of the universal right to vote, the application to all of the Bill of Rights is something we can all get behind. And the reason why is because that is exactly why this country was founded. This country was founded on the principle of equality, of egalitarianism, and not of those who are better. And it was in fact retribution and rejection of these notions of dynastic government, a government of your betters because they were born rich or because their fathers' fathers owned the farm that you lived on going back generations, so therefore you were a peasant, essentially a slave tied to the land. Living up to the principles that our founding fathers adopted in creating this government, these United States of America, was a difficult burden. It was difficult to get the entirety of the nation there. It took two civil wars, one an actual war, and then one a peaceful protest that resulted in much violence. And, you know, on this day, we reflect on those sacrifices and we give thanks for the betterment of this nation and all mankind.